Dear Paul Scholey, partner at Morrish Solicitors LLP and member of the 2019 International Peace Delegation to Imrali. Thanks for joining us today.
My pleasure. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you. What do you understand or what do you think about the role of Mr. Öcalan in the struggle for peace and freedom for the Kurds?
Well, Mr. Ocalan's been now in isolation for 21 years. It's hard to believe that we here in England are worrying about being locked down for the last 6 months, but he spent 21 years in isolation. He is the embodiment of the Kurds independence movement, the Kurds being 30 million strong and the largest stateless group in the world. And he personifies their quest for a state and for a democratic way of exercising their autonomy.
Mr. Öcalan is under isolation for the last 21 years now, and he's not been meet his basic human rights. And according to new policy of Turkish state, he will not be able to see his lawyers for next 6 months. So, what is Turkish state aimed by isolating Mr. Öcalan?
It seems to be that the Turkish state is frightened of what he promises. His three approaches are to progress with democracy, equality, and ecology, and he's written extensively about that. And Erdogan and his cronies in Turkey at present have got little truck with any of those issues. They certainly don't want democracy. Equality is not a matter that concerns them, and ecology is not at the top of their agenda either.
So Öcalan continues to be held in harsh isolation conditions on Imrali Island prison. Why do you think freedom for Mr. Öcalan is important?
The lack of a state for the Kurds means that if they're to be meaningfully represented, then that representation has to be through a figurehead. And he is the de facto figurehead of the Kurds at present. Whilst he's locked away in a remote prison, surrounded by soldiers, then what can he realistically do to move forward the progress that he seeks for the Kurds?
When you traveled to Turkey and Kurdistan with the Imrali delegation, you met with the HDP MP Leyla Güven, who was then, along with thousands of others around the world, on hunger strike to end the isolation of Abdullah Öcalan. What did you think when you met Ms. Güven? What was your impression of the mass hunger strike that was taking place?
The circumstances were shocking, but also humbling. Leyla Güven was an incredible individual. If I remember rightly, we met with her in her home on the 92nd day of her hunger strike. So three months without food and with almost no treatment to sustain her, but she remained strong and she remained incredibly positive. And what strikes me most of all is that she said people had asked her, did she hate life? Is that why she was on hunger strike? And she made it clear that no, she loved life, but she wanted that life to be democratic and free and safe for her people.
What is your call and message to communities about on freedom for Öcalan and the Time Has Come campaign?
We all need to do what we can to make as much noise as we can about it. Ocalan now, and for some years, has been the Mandela of the Middle East. The noise that the world made to support Mandela is a noise that the world needs to make now to support Abdullah Ocalan.
As you know, following the attempt coup in 2016, Erdogan dismissed more than half of the judiciary and replacing them with individuals loyal to Erdogan's AKP. In addition, the Turkish state under Erdogan continues to crack down on all opposition, and in particular the People's Democratic Party, having arrested another 82 politicians from the HDP over the last couple of weeks. So in your perspective as a lawyer, how would you assess the rule of law or lack thereof in Turkey today?
Turkey has a perfectly good and modern set of laws, but currently it's not implementing them. So the rule of law does not hold in Turkey in 2020, in my view. The judiciary have been locked up, the politicians are being locked up. 2/3 of elected HDP mayors have been replaced by puppets of Erdogan and the government. Unless Turkey can apply its own laws in a sensible way, then the rule of law counts for nothing in the country.
In your view, in what direction is Turkey heading now, and what are the prospects for democratization in Turkey?
I fear that they're not good, and I fear that Turkey's going into a darker place. The lack of democracy, the lack of accountability, the willingness of the state to prosecute and simply imprison and hold in prison those who disagree with it, and an increasing trend towards authoritarianism, which of course is not assisted by the likes of Trump and his approach to Turkey in the last few years. All of those things, I think, are leading to a dilution of democracy, human rights, and individual rights throughout Turkey.
Dear Paul Scholey, partner at Morrish Solicitors and member of the 2019 Imrali Peace Delegation, thanks for joining us. Thanks for your comments today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.